Hello, and here's my video talking about what I think about the Blood and Guts match in All Elite Wrestling and who did it better on their first time ever. Is it NXT or WWE? NXT or AEW? I pardon. So let's jump straight in to what has everyone been talking about, and it was the finish. Jericho falling off from the top of the cage after being pushed up by MJF after the inner circle surrendered. Well, the backlash is that Jericho fell off the cage and being cushioned by cardboards. I don't see anything wrong with that. Jericho is a 50-year-old man. He needs to be protected at all costs with his age. But I get the fan backlash that AEW is receiving because if this was WWE, that's a WWE thing. They would cushion the fall. They would use crash pads to prevent the fall. But since AEW is like the alternative, edgier version, I think the fans wanted a hardcore, up the top, over the top fall that can break backs. I get where they coming from. Again, not to take away from them, but they have a from the match, but they have a point. But I don't think that Jericho falling off and being cushioned should be the deciding factor of how the match went on. For me, how the match went on is how they book it as a match on free TV. War games matches are special. They're novelty. Unless you're in a competition, you should not use this match as a match to be presented on free TV. So what happened here? While you're in free TV, you get some commercials. And commercials will affect the finish, the momentum of the match. So if you want to do a spot fest with War Games, or in this case Blood and Guts, spots being the wrestling term for doing high impact moves, you need to be caught in camera and not be in picture where the larger frame is a commercial. This is why NXT did it right. The War Games match is in a special in an NXT takeover event, and I believe Blood and Guts should be something as a novelty for a pay-per-view rather than being inserted in free TV. It becomes like WCW when they gave away Hogan Goldberg in free TV. Number 2, the cinematography. They did a good cinematography in the Darby Allin Sting tag team match at Revolution against Team Taz. So why didn't they do it here? They showed Jericho falling up obviously in cardboard painted like steel panels. If they didn't show that, if they just made it a cliffhanger thing, like how Baron Corbin threw Rey Mysterio up the roof at Money in the Bank, that would be a better angle when they didn't just show Jericho fall off obviously into a cardboard. They just show Jericho fell off screen. And that would be mean a better thing, better ending. And that would make it more impactful if they just did not show where Jericho fell off, cut to it to MJF, and then cut back to Jericho being attended, Chris Jericho being attended by the EMTs. Number 3, this was a one match event. I think AEW just experimenting on it. But if it's a one match event, fans going into the event should expect that and not request refunds for that. They should have an idea that they are coming into a one match event. So that's on them and not on AEW. What AEW did better was the War Games had the roof. I think that is more dramatic. But then again, the finish. Yeah, I suppose Undertaker throwing Rikishi up Hell in a Cell looks more painful than Jericho being thrown up by MJF. Look, if Undertaker made Rikishi threw Rikishi up the rope, being catched by sand in a truck looks more painful than Jericho, you have a problem right there. Again, the rules. So AW was employing the Crockett promotion rule in the NWA, where the match can only be won by submission or surrender or total knockout. I think that kind of rule would work if the era we're talking about is 1980s or the late 1980s in the NWA regional territory era, where the Horsemen had the War Games match as their specialty match, because most of the Horsemen are submission specialists. Case in point, Ric Flair. I don't think the current era wants to see that type of move, that type of ruling into this current generation. That's why it did that work for me. That's why NXT's pinfall, spot fest, war games matches work better. But then again, in NXT, they have the roof open, which I don't like. It just looks like a large steel cage match. But I understand that the roof is open for more spots to be done because Triple H is booking NXT War Games matches like a spot fest for both teams. AEW has a lot to improve. I think this could be some improvement. They should move it on a pay-per-view like that. And I don't think Blood and Guts should be the real name of this match. I think the better match would be Gang Warfare or the Match Beyond, because we were promised blood, yeah, but there's no guts, and Blood and Guts is just a Vince McMahon term for the current, for criticizing the style of wrestling outside WWE is being extreme. So that's just a shoot of a Vince McMahon, the Blood and Guts wording. So that's all my thoughts on the Blood and Guts match in All Elite Wrestling last Wednesday. And yeah, any case, if that's the part of this, thank you for watching. I'm just trying out my new microphone for and OBS for this, so let me know in the comments if this works for you. I'm Harriet and I'm signing off.